Welcome back to Chosen Generation. Now we're talking about God esteem versus self-esteem and feeling of being worthy or worthless. Now, Danielle, one of the main issues right now with young people is self-esteem.
Absolutely.
Now, what is self-esteem?
I believe self-esteem is the ability to make great decisions, connecting with your great qualities, strengthening your weaknesses, and being able to embrace purpose without fear.
Wow. Now, what is low self-esteem then? We always hear that, low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You have low self-esteem.
Yeah. I think that's the lack of connectivity to yourself and to your creator, and not having an understanding about what you possess. And like you said, I'm so glad with this.
Wow. So there is this thing that I've heard so many Christians say and believers say, that you need to have God esteem. So you said about low self-esteem is not having the connectivity within yourself and to your creator. That's the main purpose. And we're talking about Jesus, y'all.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Oh, your creator. So would you say that a healthy self-esteem is knowing who God is?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we were made in his image. And the Bible said that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So God not only made us in his image, he took his time.
Wow.
So there are some qualities in you that if you truly connected to it, one person could change the world.
Wow. So, Danielle, there's something that I read. Now, this is some teen statistics. It says that, a lot of people might be looking at the show and say, okay, you're talking about self-esteem. It's not that important. Whatever with that. People just need to man up. Perk up yourself. Life goes on attitude. But in reality, it says that, it may seem unimportant to worry about teen esteem, but in reality, it can set the stage for one's entire life. In your entire life, according to a questionnaire given to 90,000 students from grades 7 to 12, self-esteem helps them deal with emotional stress.
Yes.
Emotional stress. Now, Danielle, how do you feel that now that we understand and know what the definition for low self-esteem is, how do you feel that, what causes low self-esteem in young people, and how does it affect their lives?
You know what? I definitely think that there are many contributing factors to low self-esteem, and one of those is abandonment. That's huge.
Okay.
Not having one parent in the home, being raised in a foster care system, not having any parents. I do know some teens who both their parents have died.
Yeah.
And another contributing factor to me is sexual abuse, molestation, sodomy, rape, incest. The things that everybody's hush about, but we really need to talk about. Another thing I would definitely say is lack of attention. Even if you do have two parents in the home, you're working, and your children are raising themselves. That is a direct contributor to low self-esteem, and it's very prevalent.
Now, with us touching on this, have you, growing up, have you ever been affected by that?
Absolutely. And you know what? I had a great childhood. That's how I'm trying to cover all bases. I had a great childhood, but my mother died when I was 17. She got sick with breast cancer when I was 14. So from 14 until maybe 24, I didn't have that nurturing. Those are the formative years of a young lady. You're learning how to cook. You're learning how to wear the proper undergarments. You're learning how to sit, stand, talk to a young man. And I didn't have that. So my self-esteem began to plummet because I felt that I just didn't know how to be a woman.
Wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
And then I had the boyfriends.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do something right, then they would say, they say little things. Yeah. And the smallest things would cause me to fall into a depression. Wow. The smallest things. But the first contributing factor was losing my mom.
Because I know growing up for me, I don't know you young people how you felt, and young men, but growing up for me, I struggled with it. Talking about tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always thought I was unattractive, thought I was very ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Every mirror in the house I could not look at.
Wow.
I could not stand to look at a mirror. You know, or if I had to look at a mirror to do my hair and stuff, I'll have the mirror from the neck up.
Wow.
Because I thought I was just so huge, you know, like this big thing, you know, growing up. When I look back at my pictures, I'm like, what was I thinking? I was like, you're a pretty young lady. But it was so bad for me. I remember I would go to church and I would have my group of friends and certain people that I was close to, and I would always ask them the question, am I pretty? Am I pretty? Am I pretty? And even though I had my mother, and I thank God for my stepfather, my mom always told me I was a good kid and everything like that, but and that I was beautiful. But yeah, I didn't feel that. But the reason I had low self-esteem was because of my classmates. A lot of the cruel things that they would say to me, because I was the tallest one in the classroom, and for that time, I was the biggest girl. I was not, skinny and petite as they were. I was more thicker and more healthier, more stocky, and I was the outcast. So that formed a lot of low self-esteem for me, and my mindset was crazy. Even though people would tell me, "No, Emmanuella, you're pretty," I didn't believe them.
I understand.
I would walk around church hot for days with a coat on.
Oh my Lord!
I would walk around. It was that bad. It was that bad with a coat on, sweating. Because I didn't know certain hygiene products as a female. I didn't know how to carry myself. I didn't want to be seen by anybody. I wanted to be noticed, but I didn't want to be seen because I didn't want nobody else making fun of me.
But that's how it is, and even people who are deemed pretty by society have low self-esteem.
Wow.
I've come across even a few young ladies that as they were growing up, their opinions were not supported.
Yeah.
So that also contributed to low self-esteem. And I understand what you're talking about with the hygiene products, because I didn't even know that there was clear deodorant until I was in my 20s.
What? Me neither.
And don't judge me, TV
Don't
land.
Judge.
But the thing about it is, all the things that your mother does with you, and she said, listen, do this, listen, do that, I had to find out on my own, and then with that low self-esteem, it takes you a longer time to figure how to operate because you're ashamed to ask.
Yeah.
You're ashamed because you don't want people to see you. And that's why I understand what you mean about walking around with a coat.
Wow. Because I was hot. I was sweating.
I know you were. What the devil?
And also, growing up, I know, because they say another factor for young people is maybe, because we talked about the molestation, the rape, the this, that, or maybe the cruelty from your peers, being different. Or you might be, because financial situation, you might not come from a family that has a lot of money.
Yes.
A long time ago, I know Reeboks was in. I'm an 80s baby. Reeboks was in. My mom could not get me no Reeboks, but she got me some Bobos or some Wembley.
Bobos.
Remember Bobos?
Timber Waters.
But they looked like they was Reebokses, but they weren't.
Oh.
And I stepped up into school with them.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my goodness. OMG moment. I'm talking about I had all eyes on me. It's like kids can tell what you have on. You know right now, everybody in TV land, you can tell if something's fake or real. You can tell better than the government.
You can tell.
And it was so bad because my mom could not afford that for me.
Wow.
At that moment. That's not saying that, because she had certain bills that she had to pay. I'm not saying that my mother was poor,
right.
but my mom had to delegate her money to certain things.
Yeah.
But it was hard. And with the statistic I'm reading, it says another important reason why kids might feel like that it's because of appearance.
Yes.
My appearance, amongst
braces.
the number. Oh, yes, and the braces.
Braces. Yes, they used to call me Bucktooth.
Oh my goodness.
I had braces.
They used to make fun of me because of this, but I like it.
And I don't know what it is with Caribbean parents and the ribbons. My parents used to put ribbons in my hair. No, seriously, till I was 11 years old, I would have 3 braids, 1 here and 2 back here. And both of them would have little bows and the crinoline. I don't know, the little crinoline skirts that make you flounce.
Yeah. My mama did that
Appearance. Now I'm starting to remember.
Appearance. They used to make fun of me because I was Haitian. But I'm repping Haiti.
Lord,
I love being
repping
Haitian.
Jamaica.
They used to make fun of me, because my mom, she wasn't that color coordinated. So it was tough. It was tough. And I didn't have that much hair, so she tried to put a ribbon on a piece of hair.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't quite working.
But you know what? I'm so glad that we did that in the 80s, because now these kids, they are getting tussled. I mean, it's a hard knock life right now for these kids in elementary, junior high, and high school.
But from that, I kid you not, as a parent now, I just look at my daughter and I say, I know what I'm going to do with you. I make sure that your hair is done. My hair.
Oh, that's great.
My hair was.
I think mine are gonna be homeschooled.
It was a challenge. It was a challenge growing up. Especially being Haitian. Haitians wasn't in. For some reason, you could come to school with some crazy stuff and they'd be like, "Oh, you Haitian? Like, what is that? What is that?" But with low self-esteem, it is very serious. Now, do you believe that the Bible talks about this?
There are so many scriptures about self-esteem and love. Yes.
All right.
I mean, God he talks and more talks. And then there's stories. And those stories talk about his love towards us. So.
Wow. And that reminds me of, a lot of people might be thinking, what the Bible talks. Listen, the Bible talks about everything that you can think about. Everything. If you really, really search about it. Don't you know that I'm reminded, I believe it was Gideon.
Yes.
Gideon didn't think that he was adequate. He was like, God, you're going to use me?
Yeah.
And God had to say and affirm him and say, yes. He called him a mighty man of valor, even when he didn't feel like it.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, they don't feel worthy.
Yes.
Because of that esteem issue.
Yes. And that's very key right there, because a lot of things are given to us because of our perception of our worthiness.
Wow.
Truly, I'm starting to see this. If you believe that you are worthy, because in 1 Peter it says that God has ordained it for us to be worthy to be partakers of the saints in light. Now, what I love about that scripture is, what are we partakers of? Every promise that God has said in the word, the Bible says, God says that we are worthy to be partakers.
Wow.
So once you realize you are worthy, realizing that you are worthy is the platform to receive. Yes. That's the vehicle right there.
Yes.
So that is so key that you're talking about that.
Yeah.
So key.
That's right. Right now we'll be right back, because I know it's getting good. It's getting good,
real good.
We'll be right back when we come from this commercial break.
My mind is telling my mouth what to do, so it's going in the direction in which it wants to pursue. So I compliment the confidence in which we've gathered information in a confrontation since the day we lost what mattered. Our fleshy ways is what we were protecting. We did not like the mirror for what it was reflecting, so we took a needle and kept injecting, since our life was like a curveball in need of correcting. But our direction deceived us, so it's been clouded. No. Surrounded by lost souls, so we stepped into the crossroads, profound by what we have done. No. By what we have become. Are we the followers of our ancestors, or are we the leaders of our little brothers, sisters, daughters, and sons? We are together, so we should fight as one. What's up? This is Cordell Allen, and I am part of the generation called out to stand out.